Hey, welcome to class today. Feel free to message me in the live chat. Okay, so if you're watching, feel free to message me in the live chat, say hi, let me know that you're there and let me know what your name is, and then I can have maybe a little chat with you as we go along. We'll just give it another 30 seconds, just see if we get any more people coming in. Make sure you've got something comfy on. If you've never done yoga before, let me know. Let's have a little drink. So today we're just going to do a sort of general class because this might be the first one that you've done for a while. This is the first class back this term. So we'll get everything kind of moving. We'll think of it as a whole body encompassing practice today. All right, let's get ourselves started, everyone. Let's wiggle the hips back. Bring the thumb and the index finger together, palms facing down. When we bring the hands into this position, this is called a mudra or a hand gesture. Hasta means hand, mudra means gesture or seal. And what the mudras do is they create an energy circuit in the body that have an outcome. So this one's called chin mudra, and with the palms facing down, it creates a feeling of calm, all right? So we'll just have our hands in our chin mudra, resting on our thighs there, and then root through the sitting bones. Start to very gently rise up through your spine. Draw your chin back and lift from the base of your skull and out through the crown of the head. So we want to have this feeling of energy flowing up through the core of our body. And then let everything around that internal lift through the core of your body relax. So start to relax the face, let the jaw relax, shoulders, arms, hips. Take the gaze down and either keep the eyes half open or close the eyes. So we start to move our attention away from any distractions around us. We start to become more aware of our physical body in this moment of time. And now move your attention to your natural breath. And start to observe your natural breath. So you don't need to change it in any way. We don't need to be doing anything with it. We're noticing the whole of our inhalation and the whole of our exhalation. Becoming aware of the sensation of the breath at the tip of the nose. Becoming aware of the sensation of the breath in the throat. Aware of the expansion in the lungs. So noticing the quality of the breathing. And the quality of your breathing is a good teacher when you're in your postures. So if you struggle with your breathing, you're probably possibly trying a little bit too hard in the pose, and you need to either rein it in a little bit or you need to modify your posture. If the breathing is nice and calm and smooth and relaxed, then your physical body is perfectly comfortable in the pose. And you could possibly try going a little deeper into it. So always notice your breathing. And maybe that'll be our intention actually throughout the class today. Becoming aware of the breath in our postures and how comfortable the breathing is. And then making any changes that we might need to make. So we're going to start to deepen the inhales and the exhales. And really be mindful of the sensation of this deep rhythmical breath that we're going to try and maintain throughout the class today. Breathing all the oxygen and prana into the body, the energy. Nice nourishing inhale. And releasing all the toxins, all the tension from the body in a nice cleansing exhale. As you breathe in, the oxygen coming into the lungs, moving through the bloodstream, going to all the organs, every single cell in your body. And then as you exhale, all the rubbish, leaving the cells through the circulation, back out through the lungs. Good. So let's open the eyes. Bring the hands down by the side of you. Let's release some tension from the neck and the shoulders. All right. So as you exhale, bring your chin towards your chest. And then as you inhale, bring the head back to the center. As you exhale, take a nice gaze to the sky. And inhale, back to the center. As you exhale, gently turn the head to look over the right shoulder. And inhale, back to the center. As you exhale, gently turn the head to look over your left shoulder. And inhale, back to the center. As you exhale, let's tilt the head to the right and let the left shoulder drop down. So let's feel a nice stretch down the side of the neck. And inhale, back to the center. As you exhale, tilt the head to the left. Let the right shoulder drop. And then inhale, back to the center. Imagine a little dimple here in the center of your chin and circle it round, keeping your jaw nice and relaxed. Good. And then circle it the other way, just releasing any tension there from the neck and the shoulders. And then come back to the center. Good. Let's inhale and take the right arm up, lift the ribs. As you exhale, come over to the side with a gorgeous stretch down the right side of your waist. Inhale back to the center and exhale down. Inhale, take the left arm up. And as you exhale, come over to the side. Inhale back to the center and exhale down. And again, inhale, lift the right arm up. And exhale, come over. Inhale, center. And exhale down. Inhale, left arm up. Good. Exhale, come over. Inhale, center. And exhale down. Bring the fingertips to kiss the front of the shoulders. Bring the elbows together. Inhale, lift the elbows up to the sky. Exhale, slowly take them back and round. And again, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's change direction, guys. So we'll inhale, take it up, and exhale. And again, inhale. Keep this flowing. So we just start to almost oil the shoulder joint, if you like. Lubricate the shoulder joint with synovial fluid, getting that joint moving. Good. And then release. Take your hands behind, link your fingers together. And then inhale, draw the shoulder blades together, send the heart and the gaze up to the sky. And then as you exhale, take the left arm on top of the right and round through the back and drop your chin to your chest. Inhale, take the hands behind again. Open the heart and send the gaze up to the sky. As you exhale, bring the right arm on top of the left and round through the spine, drop the head down. Inhale, take the hands behind, send the heart up to the sky. And then exhale, bring the arms in front this time, round through the spine and drop the chin in. And then we'll inhale, raise the arms above the head. And exhale, take the arms out to the sides. Good. Let's take the legs out in front into Dandasana. So all the seated postures come from this pose, Dandasana, stick pose. So we take the legs out in front. We want the knees and toes pointing up towards the sky, and we want to flex the feet. So flexing the feet means drawing the toes towards the shins rather than the toes pointing or flopping out to the side. So pull the toes towards you. Think particularly about getting the little toes pulling to the outside edges of your knees. So your toes end up in a nice straight line. Move the flesh away from your sitting bones and bring the hands flat to the floor with your elbows bent. And without pushing through the arms, we inhale, rise up through the spine, and then we draw the chin back and we lift from the base of the skull and out through the crown of the head. All right, so if I show you this way round, what we're looking for is a nice vertical spine. If you find when you sit that your tailbone's doing this, it's tucking under and it's hard to lift up, usually that's because these hamstring muscles are tight and they're a bit shortening and they're pulling your tailbone under. So what you need to do is bend the knees a little or sit on a block, and then you can tilt the pelvis forwards, and then you get the lift up through the spine and the back of the neck. So flexing the feet, so we get a stretch into the calves. So feel free to bend the knees, all right, and feel free to sit on a block if that helps. And then as we start to lift up through the spine, let's think about subtly drawing the navel back to the spine so we engage the core. We want the chest open, the shoulders relaxing away from the ears. And then take your gaze. In yoga, the gaze is called your drishti. Take your drishti to the tips of your big toes. Let's think about drawing up the pelvic floor, drawing the navel back. And that helps the flow of energy in this area. And then we'll relax into our breathing. 3 more breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And again, inhaling and exhaling. 1 more breath, inhaling and exhaling. Good, well done. We're going to slide the left leg up. And we're going to take the left foot to the outside of the right knee. Try and get the left foot flat to the floor with the knees and toes pointing forwards. And then wrap your right arm round and hug that knee in towards your chest. Sit nice and tall. Breathe in. Whenever we inhale, we elongate the spine. And then as you exhale, start to turn your torso to the left, turning the head to look over the left shoulder. So every time you breathe in, you elongate your spine. And then as you relax in the exhale, you move into this delicious twist. If it's feeling good, take the left hand behind and take the right arm over that left leg. And breathe in and exhale, move deeper into the twist. If it's feeling comfortable, you can bring the right hand to the right shin. Keep breathing. So twists are very detoxing. They're good for the health of your spine. They squeeze and rinse and soak the abdominal organs. So the abdominal organs, liver, kidneys, digestive tract, stomach, all the organs that get rid of the waste from the body. Good. Let's inhale and gently, gently, gently release. And then we'll swap those legs over. So let's bring the right leg up. Take the right foot to the outside of the left knee. And start off by keeping this left leg strong. So keep this left foot flexed. Start off by bringing the left arm across and hug the knee across the midline of your body there. So we get a stretch on the outside of this right hip. The right sitting bone is rooting. And then we inhale, sit nice and tall. And then as you exhale, turn your torso to the right. Inhale, sit nice and tall. As you exhale, turn your torso to the right. And then keep relaxing into your breathing. If it's feeling comfortable, if you're breathing, this is where you need to listen to your breathing. If your breathing feels super comfortable, you can take it to the next stage. So you take your right hand behind and you bring your left arm over. If you start to find that you're struggling with your breathing, you need to back off a little bit and come back to here. Okay? Otherwise, that left arm comes over. And we can even bring the left hand to the shin if that's comfortable for us. And then keep relaxing, breathing in length into your spine. Exhaling, gazing over your right shoulder. Good. And stay here for a couple more breaths. If there's any tension in your body, every time you breathe out, try and let that tension go. Hi, if you've just joined us, feel free to say hi in the message, in the live chat. Keep relaxing into your breathing. Just know that these twists, as I said before, are very detoxing. Good, well done. So let's inhale, let's slowly release out of the twist. And we're going to bring the feet in. So we're going to come into a boat pose. Boat pose strengthens the core, the powerhouse of the body. All right, and it's important to have a strong core for a lot of our postures. So I'm just going to turn sideways. Let's hold on to the backs of the thighs here. All right, sit nice and tall. And then walk your feet in and come right up onto your tiptoes. So you can do this with your feet. So you are going to be leaning back, keep the collarbone wide. And then we need to think about the core. All right, so what we want to do is gently draw the navel to our spines. And then we can start to find the balance point and we can start to raise the feet. So we can have the shins potentially parallel with the floor. If you're in the mood, you could straighten your legs. If you're feeling tired, you bring the toes back here so they're just touching the floor lightly. You could release your hands. And then we try and take 5 breaths. So remember to listen to the quality of your breathing. If your breathing is struggling, you're straining, and that's not good. Okay, yoga should always be nourishing. It should never be. You can work hard and you can push yourselves a little bit, but it should be nourishing. All right, so keep relaxing into the breathing. Sit tall. Let's do 2 more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. Let's cross the ankles. Have the knees high. Bring the hands by the side of you and just lift your bottom up if you can. And then bring it back down. Let's do that again. So as you exhale, lift your bottom up and then back down. And again, as you exhale, lift it up and back down. Twice more. As you exhale, push it up and down. Now this time we're going to lift it up. And then we're going to take the legs behind us. Now you can roll over or you can take your legs to the side. And we're going to come onto our hands and knees, ready for some cat-cow stretches. So from the cat-cows, we've got to initiate the movement from the tailbone here. So as you exhale, your tailbone tucks under and you start to round up through the spine. And we tuck the chin in. And then as you inhale, you start to tilt the pelvis forwards. You elongate the spine, send the heart forwards and pull the shoulders back. So as you exhale, tuck your tailbone under, pull up through the navel, round through the spine, chin tucks in. Inhale, tilt the pelvis forwards, elongate the spine, send the heart forwards. And again, exhale, tuck the tailbone under, round up through the spine, chin in. And keep this flowing, everybody. This is a really nice flowing posture that helps mobilize the spine, massages, again, the abdominal organs. All right, creates space between the vertebrae, releases any tension from the neck and the shoulders. And it's very calming, very soothing for the nervous system. Let's do a couple more of them. And then we're going to relax. Okay, so take the knees apart, toes together, sit yourselves back. And we're going to come into child's pose. So for child's pose, you can rest. So you either have your hands behind. You could bring your arms in front and rest your forehead on your hands. Or you could take your arms in front if that's more comfortable. Try and find a position where you feel you can relax. Make sure that you have taken your knees apart. Make sure your knees are apart so your body goes in the center here. And then relax again into your breathing. So we're going to hold here for a few breaths, just letting everything relax. Good. And then we're going to come up, everybody. And we're going to come into our downward facing dog. So I'm going to assume that you perhaps have not done yoga before, because I don't know if you have or not, okay? So I'm going to assume that you haven't. So I'm going to go through it. We're going to spread the fingers nice and wide and place the hands down, shoulder width apart. And then we want to get the shoulders directly above the wrists. The knees need to move, not underneath the hips like this. They now need to move slightly back. So you're a little bit top heavy there. We need to pull the belly up. We need the feet hip bone distance apart with the toes tucking under. Now, the aim of the down dog is to lengthen the spine and stretch the hamstrings. So when you exhale, what you've got to do is push away from the floor, keep the knees bent and lengthen the spine. So keep the knees bent quite a bit and come reasonably high onto the balls of the feet. So what you're looking for here, guys, is the arms and the back forming a nice straight line and the hips up nice and high. And then you can sway the hips side to side and get a nice stretch at the sides of your waist. So just move your hips side to side. Now, if at any point you get tired, come and rest in that child's pose that we just did. And then we start to walk through the feet. So we release one heel down and then the other. And you should start to feel a nice stretch into the backs of your legs, your hamstrings, your calf muscles, your Achilles. And then we start to release both heels to the floor. Now, if you find your back starts to do this and it starts to round, you need to bend your knees and push through those arms, chest towards the thighs, and keep the knees slightly bent. See if you can relax into your breathing, everyone. So we'll take a couple more breaths. And then we'll rest in child's pose, knees apart, toes together, and relax. Let the upper body relax. So if you've got any questions, write me a message. If you're okay, then we'll move on. All right, so let's come back into down dog. So let's check the alignment again. Spread the fingers, shoulders above wrists, knees slightly back from the hips, feet hip bone distance apart. You ready? All right, let's exhale. Let's open up the fronts of the shoulders. Let's lengthen the spine and let's stretch into the backs of the legs. And then from the down dog, we're going to inhale, take the right foot to the sky. That's a three-legged dog. Keep breathing, everybody. From the three-legged dog, we're going to exhale and step that right foot between the hands. Now, most people can only step to about here. All right. If that's you, just kneel down and bring the foot forwards. So what we want to end up with is that knee directly above this ankle bone. We don't want the knee behind the ankle bone like this. We don't want the knee in front of the ankle bone there. It needs to be directly above it, okay? And then the back knee, we don't want the back knee here because we won't get a stretch at the front of the thigh. We want it slightly back, not too far. You don't want to strain. Point the back toe away. Come up onto your thigh and melt into your hips. Navel back, tailbone down. Keep melting into your hips. So this is going to give us a good old stretch at the front of the left thigh, at the front of the left hip, and then we lift the heart. We want to open the chest. So let's take the hands behind, link the fingers and open the chest up. Keep the chest nice and open. And then we'll inhale, take the arms up and back into a little warrior. If your shoulders are achy, bend your elbows and take your arms wide. And then from our warrior pose, we're going to bring the fingertips to the floor. Take a breath in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, turn the right arm up to the sky. So open up the front of this right shoulder. Make sure that right knee is not moving out to the side. We've got 4 corners to our feet, the ball of the foot, the little toe side, and the 2 bits either side of the heels. The body weight wants to be spread equally around those 4 corners. And then we're going to bring the hands either side of that right foot, bring the body weight back and bring the chest over that right thigh, flexing the foot so we get the full stretch. Do not lock out your knee. Keep the knee slightly bent. Lengthen your spine as you breathe in. As you exhale, bring the chest over the thigh. 2 more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. And then we'll inhale, bring the body weight forwards, tuck the back toe under, and we'll exhale back into a downward facing dog. All right, let's check the hands and feet, everyone. Every time you go into a posture, you need to check the foundations. You build the pose from the ground up, so you check your hands and your feet. Then you get the essence of the pose as you breathe. Length into the spine, heels releasing down towards the floor. Let's inhale, take the left foot to the sky. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the left foot between the hands. Now, as I said before, for most people, it only goes to about here, in which case just drop to your knee, bring the left foot forwards. Check the alignment of the knee, come up onto the thigh here. Point the back toe away. So we're getting this nice stretch in the front of that back hip. The front knee is above the ankle bone, the knee and toe is pointing forwards. Navel back, tailbone down. Lift the heart. Okay, open the chest, take the hands behind and open up even more. When we open the chest, we open up the lungs. We can bring more oxygen, more of the good stuff into the body. Very energizing. And then we'll inhale, take the arms up. Take the arms back. Keep breathing, everyone. And then we're going to bring the fingertips either side of the left foot. Take a breath in. As you exhale, turn the left arm up towards the sky. Now, just be aware again that the 4 corners of your left foot are equally pressing into your mat, so you're not leaning onto the side of the foot. Opening up the chest, opening up the front of the shoulder. And then we're going to bring the hands either side of the left foot. Bring the body weight back, bring the chest over that left thigh, flex the toes towards the shin. Send the tailbone back, heart forwards. And then as you exhale, bring the chest over that thigh. So again, inhaling, lengthening the spine, exhaling and releasing. 2 more breaths. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale and release. 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. And then we'll inhale the body weight forwards. Hands either side of the front foot, tuck the back toe under. Exhale back into downward facing dog. And now from downward facing dog, we're going to inhale, jump, step, or just walk to the front of the mat. Bring the feet together, bring the hands to the thighs, come halfway up, elongate the spine. And then exhale and fold, bending the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, root through the feet, one vertebra at a time. Let's slowly lift, take the arms up and back. And then exhale and bring your hands to your heart. And then let your arms rest. Okay. So we're going to stand in a posture called Tadasana, mountain pose. So all the standing postures come from Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's check the feet, okay? So we want the big toe joints together, a little gap between the ankles. The toes want to spread. And then we need to move forwards and back over the soles of the feet. So remember I was mentioning the 4 points on the foot, the ball of the foot, the little toe side, and the 2 bits either side of the heel. We slowly want to make sure that the weight of the body is evenly spread over those points. So you're not rolling out, you're not rolling in, the body's not too far forwards or too far back, equally spread. And then you feel like you're sending roots down into the earth. And that force pressing down means there's a force lifting up. So we draw up through the kneecaps. The pelvic floor engages. The navel draws back. The tailbone is long. We lift up through the spine. We open the collarbone. We roll the shoulders back and down and the palms face slightly forwards. We draw the chin back. We lift gently from the base of the skull and out through the crown of the head. We relax the gaze. And we relax the breathing. We take 5 breaths here in Tadasana, mountain pose. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to come into a balance. Let's come into tree pose. Hands to the heart, everyone. Come on to tiptoes of your left foot. And then turn your left knee out. So open up your hips. Keep the hip bones here level and square. So don't turn the torso. All right, we're opening out this hip here, this left hip. And then if it feels comfortable and you've got your balance, you can bring the foot to the side of the shin or bring the big toe back down. If your balance is good, you can bring the foot up onto the inside of the thigh. Flex the foot. Open out the hips. The arms can come above the head. The hands can go wide. All right. Go wherever you're comfortable. And if you're a bit wobbly, just start again. All right. Don't give yourself a hard time if you're a bit wobbly today. See if you can grow another centimetre. We need to try and get this feeling of lengthening. Do not raise the arms and put the hands together if your neck and shoulders ache. Take them either wide or keep the hands to your heart. 3 more breaths. And release. Let's try the other side. So from Tadasana, bring the hands to the heart. Come on to tiptoes with your right foot. Turn the right knee out. Root through the left foot and get this engagement here. Lift up through the spine. When you feel comfortable, you can bring the foot to the side of the shin. You can bring it above the knee on the inside of the thigh. You don't want the foot on the actual knee joint there, okay? So it either has to be above or below. And then you can raise the arms. Keep the shoulders down and away from the ears. Keep the face relaxed. Keep the gaze soft. And then relax into your breathing. And then we exhale and release. Let the arms relax. Okay, let's come into warrior one. All right, so for warrior one, we want to have the feet about hip bone distance apart. We're going to keep the right foot in front and bring the left leg back. And then you're going to start to wiggle around the feet. So the back toes will turn out slightly, but get your hip bones here. All right, the knobbly bits there, get them level with one another. So this left one's not back here somewhere. All right, level and square. And then we bend the front knee. So if I show it to you from this angle, you've got your right foot in front, left leg back, and you've got a decent bend. The back foot is flat to the floor, so you might have to have a little wiggle around, making sure that knee is above the ankle bone and the knee and toe points forwards, and the left hip is facing forward. So if your back foot's too turned out like this, it's impossible to get the hip facing forward. So you just need to adjust it, press it down, and a deep bend. And then we want the navel back and the tailbone long. We want to root through the four corners of the front foot so we're nice and firm and stable. And then we inhale, we start to take the arms up. You can have the hands together, they can be wide. And we start to move the arms back and lift the chest. And then we relax into our breathing. Warrior one. Inhaling and exhaling. And again, inhale and exhale. 3 more, inhale and exhale. 2 more, inhale and exhale. Lovely, last one, inhale and exhale. Bring that left foot forwards. Take the right leg back. Okay, so the feet widthways want to be hip bone distance apart. So for example, we don't want the back foot behind the front foot like that. That's going to make you really unstable. It needs to be slightly out and the toes need to move round. So the hip here at the back can face forwards. All right. So when you're ready, get yourself into position with a nice deep bend as much as you can in that front knee with the knee above the ankle bone. So it might be that you're more like this. All right. You might not be able to get that back foot down on the floor. All right. If you're back here and the heel's lifted, you're better off bringing the foot in and getting the heel flat down. Okay. Start to square your hips off so you feel this deep stretch here. Lots of strength in the front leg. Lots of stretching going on in the back leg. Navel back, tailbone down. And then inhale, lift the heart. You can gaze up or you can look forwards. And then as you breathe, all right, the muscles start to release and you might go a little deeper into the pose. Warrior one. The warriors are very strong postures. All right, keep breathing. They're hip openers and they're strong in the lower body. They're very grounding. Good. Keep breathing. 3 more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's bring the feet back to the front of the mat and come and stand back into Tadasana. We're going to make our way back down to the floor. So let's bring the hands to the heart. And then we'll inhale, gaze up. As you exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale, hands to the thighs, come halfway up. Exhale into downward facing dog. Take a couple of nice breaths in your down dog. And then from downward facing dog, we're going to come into sitting. Good. Well done. Okay, so we're just going to come into sitting and then we're going to move into Shavasana relaxation. So I'm going to take you into Shavasana and then I'm going to let you lie in Shavasana relaxation. I'm going to sit back up and talk you through the relaxation. All right, but you're going to be staying lying down. So Shavasana is relaxation pose. We lie on our backs. We've got to make sure that the back of the neck is long and the shoulders are away from the ears. And then we take the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Arms out to the side, palms facing up. So it's like you're spread out. Now, if you've got any issues going on with your lower back, you can lie with your knees bent and let the knees rest against one another. That really helps release your lower back. Otherwise, you slide the legs along the floor. Okay, so make sure you're warm. Make sure you're comfortable. You stay lying in Shavasana. I'm going to come and sit myself up and talk you through this relaxation. So Shavasana is about letting go of all the tension in your physical body, letting go of any restrictions in your breathing, and letting go of any busyness in the mind. So if we start with the physical body, relax your ankles, let your feet roll out to the sides. Relax your calves, shins, fronts and the backs of your knees, the fronts and the backs of your thighs. Relax your hips, belly, lower back, chest and shoulder blades, the tops of your shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists and hands. Relax your neck, your scalp, the skin across your forehead, corners of your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw. Let the lower jaw slightly drop. Your whole body resting and relaxing. All the tension from your muscles and your joints completely relaxed. And now move your awareness to your breathing and start to gently lengthen your exhalations, almost like you're sighing as you exhale. Let the breath enter your body naturally and then relax into your exhale. And every time we exhale, our physical body lets go just that little bit more. But as well as letting go of tension from our physical body, every time you exhale, let go of all the cares of the day. Let go of all your fears, worries, all your anxiety. Just let that go, just for now, just for this moment that we're here doing this class. You don't need to be worrying about anything for the next few breaths. Let all of that go and enjoy this moment of peace and tranquility, of relaxation, of letting go of all that does not serve us, creating space for possibilities. We're going to relax here for about 5 or 10 breaths. Okay, just start to move your fingers and your toes. Start to take some deeper breaths in and out. And then take a nice stretch out over your head, arms out over your head with a nice breath in. And then as you exhale, let's slide the feet up. Let's hug the knees in and do a few circles round for the lower back. And then we'll roll over onto the right hand side and we'll come up into sitting. And then we'll bring the hands to the heart. And I'm just going to finish this session with 3 ohms. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Well done, everybody. Thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed. So I'm here again, same time next week. All right. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If you've got anything to say, write it in the chat box. And have a great rest of your evening. Take care.